Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Crocker, Dean of the George Bush School of Government and Public Service. Welcome to this celebration for graduating Bush School students. My, you clean up nice. Public service is a noble calling, and we need men and women of character who believe that they can make a difference in their communities, in their states, and in their country. Our presence today in the Annenberg Presidential Conference Center is a most appropriate reminder that the Bush Foundation, the Bush Library and Museum, and the Bush School are a great team that together create a unique learning environment for us all. Graduates, your march of 630 days ends now. In a few moments, you will walk this Bush School stage, and this evening, you will walk the university stage, receive an academic diploma, and graduate formally from Texas A&M University. On the stage with me are Dr. Arnie Vedlitz, Executive Associate Dean, Dr. Greg Gause, Head of the International Affairs Department, and Dr. Bill West, Acting Head of the Public Service and Administration Department. Janine Wood and Kimberly Reeves will also assist in today's celebration. The heart of any educational institution is its faculty, and I want to thank our faculty for their commitment to excellence and their dedication to our educational mission. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding scholars and educators. You clearly have gotten your final grades. So. I would like to recognize one faculty member in particular who has served with extraordinary distinction. Dr. Bill West has served as the acting program director and then as acting department head of public service and administration, while Dr. Gerald Mumpower has been away serving the school and serving the country with the National Science Foundation. Dr. West was a natural choice for this role, having served as the program director from 2001 to 2007. During our transition to departments this year, he has handled innumerable issues and challenges with great ability and patience. We are grateful for his service, and I know he is looking forward to returning in the fall as a full-time faculty member. Bill? We're still going to get through the summer. I want to thank our administration and staff for their invaluable role in accomplishing our mission. They make things run here, not least today's celebration. Bush School staff and administrators, please stand so we can recognize you. We have a unique component in a unique school, and I want to recognize the special contributions during the past academic year of our United States Army Fellows in the Scowcroft Institute of International Affairs. You embody the best in American values and the best in the Code of Service. Professor Andrew Natsios will now recognize their contributions to the school.
It's an honor to have this program in the Bush School. The Army Fellows, I think, add a lot in classrooms and in discussion. They've made presentations. They do papers themselves. And so we have two of the three are here today. One could not be with us today. And so it's my pleasure and honor to recognize Lieutenant Colonel Brian Farr. I'm sorry. Blake Alexander, excuse me. Got them in the wrong order.
Don't know where I'm looking. There we go. Thank you.
Brian.
And now, possibly most important, I would invite our students to rise for an ovation in recognition of their family and friends here today. Only our graduates can understand the value of their support during 2 tough years. Graduates, you step forward at a time when there is an enormous need for service in this country and abroad. You enter a troubled world that must be understood in its own messy, complicated terms. Fights have to be fought, and we are fighting them today in Baghdad and in Baltimore. The challenge for you is knowing when and how to pursue these fights, and that is what your education here has prepared you for. You will be going forward in the spirit of service. Figure out where your comfort zone is, and then get outside it. Go to hard places. Do hard things. Move to the sound of the guns. Some of you will do so in the international arena, and some of you here at home, where the challenges of America's inner cities and underdeveloped rural areas require the same kind of commitment and dedication. At the end of the day, whatever way you choose to serve, you will come to value what you contribute far more than what you accumulate. The meaning of life is not measured in trips to the mall. Service to something greater than yourself is, of course, a firm principle of President George H.W. Bush, who embodies public service, and it is an enduring Aggie tradition. It also helps ensure that your education has real meaning, especially the important lesson that life is not, in fact, all about you. Service takes us out of ourselves to a more important kind of freedom that involves commitment, discipline, and sacrifice for larger causes. President Bush has described public service as a noble calling. It is. One of his predecessors, John Adams, put it this way: public business must always be done by somebody. If wise men decline it, others will not. If honest men refuse it, others will not. Thank you, the wise and honest of the class of 2015, for stepping forward when your nation needs you. As President Bush has said, history will record that you stood where duty required you to stand. I now invite Dr. Vedlitz to the podium to recognize our graduating degree students.
You guys already know it. You have a very special dean. You are an historic class for several reasons. I'll just mention two of them. First, you're the largest graduating class in the history of the Bush School. So we expect big things from you. I mean big things. The second is you are the first classes to graduate under our departmental structure. So your degrees will say department, or I think they say department, and Kimberly, you ought to. We don't know everything, so they keep some things from us. But so your degrees will have a Department of International Affairs or a Department of Public Service and Administration, as well as the Bush School and Texas A&M. And that's not a small accomplishment. The creation of these departments and they're moving to their own governance structures and their own ways of conducting their business is a very complex task. And I want to personally thank the faculties of both departments and the department heads of both departments for making that such a smooth transition that I hope you didn't even notice that was what was going on. But this is a marvelous school with marvelous leadership in your departments. Your faculty and your department heads are dedicated servants to you and to their disciplines and to learning. Well, now I'm supposed to get out of the way now and invite Dr. Greg Gauls, the department head of the Department of International Affairs, to carry on the ceremony for his students. Greg?
Dean Crocker, Executive Associate Dean Vedlitz, Professor West, faculty colleagues, family and friends, and the candidates for graduation in the class of 2015. No graduation exercise is complete without a little Latin. So, salve et salutam in hoc occasionem felicem. Greetings and welcome on this happy occasion. Dean Crocker, the candidates for graduation for the Master's in International Affairs degree sitting before you have survived. And I choose my words here with precision a rigorous 2-year program of study. They have successfully completed 16 courses taught by a demanding, internationally recognized faculty. Among these courses was a Capstone Project, in which they prepared oral and written briefings for real-world clients on a public policy issue in the international field. They have spent the summer of 2014 working at an international affairs internship or in an intensive foreign language program. They have fulfilled a demanding foreign language requirement. They are well prepared to begin their careers as professionals in the field of international affairs. Dean Crocker, faculty, and guests, I have the honor of presenting the following students who are candidates for graduating with the degree of Master of International Affairs.
Courtney Lynn Anigan. Michael Zachary Barrett. Mariah Margarita Mahalia Baston. Andrea Isabel Barrios. Alexander Joseph Bueller-Rose. Megan Bean. Claire Marie Berger. Augustus Scott Blessing. Catherine June Bloom. Jacob Bragg. Garrett Sinclair Brock. Jenny Brown. Caroline Marie Bruff. Tyler Walker Caruth. Leslie Cohen. Jeffrey Charles Covell. Julie A. Cropper. Allison Claire Dahm. Joshua Daniel Davis. Caitlin Rose Duval. Cheyenne Infarati. Andrew Erickson. Hannah Leanne Fletcher. David Kyle Fowler. Eric J. Gomez. Laura Griffith. Michael Gregory Hall. Blake Loomis Hamilton. Christopher C. Harmon. Yukui Hu. Gabriel H. Heil. Daphne Hyatt. Gregory D. Holm. Mary Catherine Howerton. Zhangma Quan Toi. Alexei V. Elian. Brianna Nicole Irvin. Christopher L. Janes. James P. Johnson. Marion McCrae Jones. Amira Kamakam. Sorry. Christina Konopatska. Joshua Cutts. Sean T. Larson. Matthew Craig Masco. Gabriella Nicholas Mayer. Robert V. McDyer, Jr. Elizabeth Corinne Miller. Christina A. Miller. Nicholas Michael Mogensen. Zachary R. Monreal. Andrew Thomas Moore. Genesee M. Mullen. Miguel Alberto Novoa Cipriani. Rebecca Soto Ori. Eric Pennington. Juan Manuel Pintor Martinez. Jenny Russell. Christopher Warren Sachs. William Patrick Schwinson. Maxwell Shanstrom. Susan Patricia Stallings. Susanna Monica Soboysic. Parker Hunt Tibbetts. Kwame Apia Chumasiankra. Camille Vega. John J. Walter. Brooke Aaron Wittenberg. Ross L. Wilson. Jason Pervez Zaki.
How about one more round of applause for the faculty and the students of International Affairs? I'd like to now call Dr. Bill West, Department Head of the Department of Public Service and Administration, to the podium to graduate his students.
That's acting department head. The Masters of Public Service and Administration degree is a 2-year program like the IA program. It requires 48 hours of coursework as well as a summer internship. It provides students with the tools that will enable them to become leaders at all levels of government and in the nonprofit sector. The program's academic curriculum includes required courses in management, political systems and processes, policy analysis, economics, and research methods. These core courses impart general knowledge and analytical skills that can be applied to any public service organization, whether it's the Environmental Protection Agency, the Texas Sunset Commission, the United Way, or the City Manager's Office in Lufkin, Texas. Our students also choose between a public management track, a policy analysis track, and a nonprofit track, as well as elective courses offered by the Bush School and by other departments at Texas A&M. Our elective curriculum allows students to develop concentrations in specific areas of interest, including state and local government, health, homeland security, education, and energy, the environment, and technology. Our elective curriculum also provides the flexibility for students to develop their own concentrations if they so choose. Our capstone deserves special mention. Many think that it's the best thing that we do. As the culminating experience in the Bush School, it requires small teams of students to integrate and apply what they've learned in their other courses by addressing a policy or management issue faced by a real-world client. Capstone projects have been diverse, with clients ranging from the Congressional Research Service to the Gulf Coast Recovery Council to the Bryan College Station Council of Governments to the Barbara Bush Foundation to the Defense Department's Office of Humanitarian Affairs. Among others, this year's capstones include a project examining the effectiveness of federal registration requirements for lobbyists, a needs assessment for Colonias in South Texas, and a study of our own student recruitment process in the Bush School. The research conducted for our capstones is significant. It's of practical benefits to the clients, many of whom compare it favorably with the work they pay for from consulting firms. The environment of public service has become increasingly complex and challenging, and the problems that public servants must address typically do not lend themselves to cookbook solutions. This is not to say that theory is a bad word. Implicitly or explicitly, intelligent decisions are always based on some set of assumptions about what will work or what is just. The trick, rather, is to separate good theories from bad theories. Accordingly, we feel that the habit of thinking objectively and critically is the most important quality that students can develop in the Bush School. We also feel it's important for students to acquire self-knowledge about their strengths and weaknesses, that they develop leadership skills such as team building and effective communication, and that they have opportunities to apply what they learn while engaging in public service. This occurs in part through our capstone seminars and through co-curricular activities such as our internships, our leadership development program, and our public service organization. Last year, we underwent a peer review process for reaccreditation, and the head of the team that visited the school teaches in a public affairs program that's long been recognized as one of the top 5 or 10 in the country. He observed that the students in our program have the opportunity to receive a world-class graduate education. His assessment was based in large part on the quality of our faculty and staff, on their professionalism, their collegiality, and their investment in our students and the success of what we do. I won't say that being an acting department head has been fun, but they've made it a lot better than it could have been. The site visit team was equally impressed with the quality of our students. In addition to being smart, they're dedicated to making a difference in the world. In fact, many of them have already had already achieved remarkable records of accomplishment in student and civic organizations in their areas of public service by the time they came to the Bush School. They're outstanding people, and we try to give them some added value that will help them to attain their aspirations. I'm extremely proud of them, as are the other members of our faculty, and as I know you are as well. Dean Crocker, faculty and guests, I have the honor of presenting the following students who have completed the requirements for the Master of Public Service and Administration degree.
Cindy Milagro Alvarado. Jua Beck. Matthew Batalo Benkaya. Jonathan David Bates. Molly Irene Beck. Alicia Ellen Blackwell. Alan J. Blanche. Melissa Christine Cano. Caitlin Marie Carlo. Zhao Zhao Chen. Richard T. F. Como. Muhammad Jawad Dar. Thomas A. DiGiuseppe. Richard Blake Dodd. Christopher Scott Doherty. Kevin Matthew Dunn. Herolala Axel Fenamizansu. Lasha Maria Harali Fayer. Jonah Croft Felstead. Christopher Allen Grunning. Robert Walter Hans Hammerberg. Michael Kieran Hart. Hugo G. Hernandez Angarita. Andrew D. Hoffmeyer. Elizabeth Diane Hopkins. Hyung-Suk Hwang. Catherine Lee Jones. Stephanie Beth Kotick. Kristen Ann Landry. Nicholas Daniel Langley. Rebecca Kathleen Leisman. Shangyang Lexi Lee. Rachel Marie Mallison. Jacob M. McIntosh. Chelsea L. B. McKeithen. Alyssa Ann Myers. Megan Nicole Mumford. Morgan J. Nelson. Andrew Wade Owen. Rebecca Ruth Parma. Adam Christopher Powles. Hannah Deanne Reeser. Johanna Mikhail Roberson. Jesse John Rodriguez. Ashley Ryan Rogers. Brian David Smith. Hadley Stephen Smith. Betty D. Stanton. Jacqueline R. Subar. Yao Tang. Sarah Elizabeth Tankersley. Joe Forrest Terrell. Callahan Wayne Todd. Catherine E. Tooley. Dylan M. Vaughn. Matthew David Watson. Paige Elliott Whalen. Joanna Marie Wilde. Christopher Roy Young.
One more round of applause for the faculty and students of the Department of Public Service Administration.
Thank you, Dr. Vedlitz, Dr. Gauze, Dr. West. At each graduation, we take a moment to recognize uncommon excellence in our school. Today, we will present 4 awards, and I invite Caitlin Duvall, Betty Stanton, Katie Bloom, Katie Carlo, and Alicia Blackwell to join me. Caitlin and Betty will present the Silver Star Awards for teaching excellence in the International Affairs and Public Service and Administration departments. Katie will present the Silver Star Award honoring a staff member, and Katie and Alicia will present the Public Service Organization Award for Excellence in Service. Ladies, you're on.
Howdy. Ooh, that was my first public howdy. That was good. The MPIA Class of 2015 is proud to award the Silver Star for excellence in teaching to a professor who best exemplifies both the servant's heart and the fightin' Texas Aggie spirit. This professor came to us after a very distinguished career in public service with a wealth of knowledge and experience. In the classroom, he's always been eager to share his passion with his students and holds us all to the highest of standards. Rarely is he seen without a smile on his face, unless the Aggies were unfortunate enough to lose the weekend before. Out of the classroom, he displays the same warmth and kindness to everyone he meets in the hallways. I'm convinced that he doesn't just consider us students who filter in and out year after year, but he considers us friends and is genuinely excited for our futures. Personally, I will always remember him as the selfless professor who took time out of his busy schedule, suffered through the Texas heat, to present me with my very own Aggie ring. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's MPIA Silver Star Award winner is our beloved Ambassador Larry Napper.
I'm here to present the Public Service Administration Faculty Star Award to a professor that on the very first day expected excellence, both professionally and academically. There are many things I can say about the award winner today, but I think it is just best known to remember the last word. Go forth and conquer the world and be excellent and sustainable in professionalism. Please join me in welcoming and congratulating Dr. Deborah Kerr, this year's Faculty Award.
It is my honor today to present the Silver Star Award to an outstanding staff member of the Bush School. This staff member is someone who has truly welcomed us into her life over the past 2 years here, and we have welcomed her into ours. She works tirelessly to keep our school running smoothly, and I do not think any of us would be sitting here today at graduation without her help. Not a single capstone project would be completed without her patience, her diligence, and her freshly brewed coffee. No matter how our day is going, we all know that we can walk into the 41st Club Cafe to see a friendly, smiling face and hear a word of encouragement. It is for these reasons and many more that it is my great pleasure to present this Silver Star Award to Donna Seagren.
just want to say thank you to all of y'all. Good luck on your endeavors, and do well, because that's what I try to do every day for y'all. You're my family, and I love you.
Good afternoon. The Public Service Award is given to a graduating student who exemplifies the Bush School's foundation of public service, both within the school and within the community. The recipient must be a second-year student who is a member of the Public Service Organization. The second vice chair of PSO serves as the chairman of the Public Service Award Committee and selects a nominating committee representative of the student body in both class year and program. Nominations are accepted and the committee votes upon the award recipient.
The following is the 2015 Public Service Award recipient's nomination. During his 2 years at the Bush School, he has been a dedicated project lead for the Relay for Life Committee, serving in 2015 as the captain of the Bush School Relay for Life team. He personally raised over $750 for cancer research and was 4th overall in the whole Relay for Life Aggieland event. He had the determination to stay at the event from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., that's a really long time, on one of the busiest weekends of the year. During the course of the event, this award recipient was willing to put his pride aside and don a women's dress in order to compete in the infamous Miss Relay pageant, where he raised over $110 in under 5 minutes. He looked really good in the dress. There's pictures.
And a video.
And a video. His commitment to the cause was the inspiration for the rest of the entire relay team. And thanks to his leadership, the Bush School raised over $3,700, shattering their original $2,000 goal. This earned the team a bronze award from the American Cancer Society for the amount of money raised and placed them second, only behind the Relay for Life Committee's team for the second year in a row. Aside from Relay for Life, he has also directed the Bush School Athletics program this year and was responsible on and off the field for the Bush School's second consecutive victory in the Dillo Cup against LBJ. His commitment to Bushwhackers athletics, Relay for Life, and the Bush School in general is authentic and completely sincere. He has chosen to participate in these events not to build a resume or win awards, but because these are the ideals closest to his heart. To quote from his nomination, while each student at the Bush School has an affinity for public service, the award recipient went far and beyond that calling in his public service endeavors. It is easy to give statistics to show a person contributed a lot of money or a lot of time to a cause, but it was evident to everyone on the Relay for Life Committee that his commitment was truly sincere.
And the 2015 Public Service Award goes to our colleague and our fellow graduate, Cheyenne and Faradi. Congratulations.
Thank you, and I think who our award winners are tells you everything you really need to know about this school and what it stands for. I will now introduce the class speaker, Matthew Watson, Public Service and Administration, class of 2015.
Howdy. I'm going to miss that. Also, hi, Mom. I didn't tell her I was doing this, so this is a surprise for her. Friends and loved ones, thank you very much for joining us today. Now, before I begin, I must say I do see one of our professors, Jim Olson, over there in the corner with a notepad and pen grading this speech, so I'm going to make it as brief and as meaningful as I possibly can. I am grateful to offer a few thoughts to you today, but soon after being afforded the opportunity to speak to you, I realized that words have very little power to describe just how much this institution has meant to all of us in the last 2 years. I've concluded that the best way to try is to tell you 3 stories today. 3 stories, each with an accompanying lesson. 3 stories, each of which revolve around a very important group of people that make this place what it is. The staff, the faculty, and the student body. First story, the staff. For every student that sits in this auditorium today, there are countless hours that have been invested in them in the form of professional development, words of support and wisdom, and even the occasional free lunch. I'm reminded of a time in my first couple weeks here, my first 2 weeks here, when I passed a classmate in the hall, and he had this sandwich in his hand, which I realized that immediately that we could not afford on a graduate student income, which I ballpark figured is roughly $0 per year. And I stopped and I asked him, how did you pull this off? How did you get a free lunch on a graduate student income? And they said, the staff gave it to me at a professional development event. And I thought, aloud, I said, what do you have to do to get a free lunch like that? Do you have to write an essay or give up your weekend, some other bait and switch tactic that we're used to from the undergraduate days? They looked at me and they said, Matt, all I did was showed up. And it was a symbol to me, and a symbol that we saw recurringly, that the staff would go to great lengths to take care of us, even if caring for us meant something as simple as providing a free lunch on a busy day. The lesson from the story: organizations cannot be successful without tireless work in service of a greater ideal by people behind the scenes, standing at the back of the room, that work to take care of others, to serve others. People, and the contributions of people like Holly Kasperbauer, Donna Seagreen, Stephanie Bustos, they weren't just nice to have while we were here. They were essential and instrumental to our success as individuals, and we thank you for it. Second story, the faculty. Now, many of us came to the Bush School to learn about leadership. I know I did. But I never thought that my most visceral lesson would come in my first semester as a student here in a class called Performance Management with Dr. Deborah Kerr. If you're hearing nervous giggling that's a yes, they've taken that class. So, many of us spent part of our first semester taking this class called Performance Management with Dr. Kerr. And one of the culminations of this class involved a very big presentation that we all had to give, and nervousness, tension built up throughout the entire semester because strategically, Dr. Kerr did not tell us when we would be giving this presentation. And in one of the last class sessions of the semester, Dr. Kerr walks in and announces that she's got a date for the presentation that we're going to give. It's in 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes to plan and execute this presentation that we're all nervous about. And mind you, up until this point, we had had a week or two to plan and prepare presentations, not 10 minutes. And 10 minutes later, after the class was thrown into a frenzy, the first name was called and met by silence and hesitation on our part. And we had failed Dr. Kerr. We had failed to prepare. And she's a tough, demanding, and excellent professor. We didn't want to let her down, but we had. And she had many options available to her as our leader at that moment. She could have yelled at us. She could have berated us. She could have preyed on our fears and our sleep deprivation to get the result that she wanted. But she didn't do that. And you could have heard a pin drop in that class. As she got up from her seat, she walked across the classroom, and she wrapped that first student she wrapped them up in a hug. And I'll never forget the words that she whispered into the students' ear that day. You can do this. You've got this. I believe you can. And in that moment, I learned what leadership is. You see, the lesson here is that a leader isn't someone who barks orders or just says how things are going to be or intimidates others into acting. That's too easy. Leaders do what is hard. Leaders care. They inspire. And if anyone in the group falls to the wayside, they are the first to come to their aid and say, "You can do this. You've got this. I believe in you." Thank you, Dr. Kerr, for that example, and thank you to the rest of the faculty for providing that example each and every day. Third story, the student body. I arrived at the Bush School in the fall of 2013 with a very ambitious plan in mind, a plan that I've never shared with anybody till this day. Here it was. In my first semester, I just knew I was going to run for and successfully win the position of student government president at Bush School, and I knew in my mind that I was going to apply for and be accepted to our prestigious Ambassadors Council. I knew that I was going to easily earn a 4.0 GPA because of my outstanding intellect. You can see where this is going. And that didn't happen. And I remember I ended that first semester crushed. And I went home at one of those last weeks, and I have a notebook at home, and I opened it up. And I remember I wrote the words, "I am a loser. I hate me. I hate me." And honestly, it was one of the lowest moments of my adult life, all because some selfish plan had failed and my ego was bruised. And that is the moment that you all stepped in to change it. In the form of cheering at football games, late night group work, Thanksgiving dinners, and singing the Aggie war hymn arm in arm, you all showed me that failure is not fatal. That success is only measured by how well you can impact the lives of others, how well you can reach into someone's life and change it, make it better than it was when you first entered it. I came to this school to change it for me, and I found out in the process that I was the one that needed to be changed at the hands of some of the best people I've ever met, you. And that leads me to the conclusion of this speech. If I am to be a principled leader, as our 41st president envisioned, then I must invoke the principle of honesty and let you all know that I haven't been truthful with you today. In fact, I've lied to you. Because there aren't 3 stories, you see. There are 4. But this fourth one is very special. It's special because it's still being written right here, right now, within these 4 walls as I speak to you. It's the story of all of us. It's the story of a Denton girl whose friendship and generosity once saved a young student of this program when he wasn't sure that he'd make it through. It's the story of a Missouri girl who led a crack team of ambassadors to improve the reputation of this school. It's the story of a young man from Venezuela who came to this country with a love for social impact bonds and baseball. Great combo. The story of an Army captain from North Carolina whose passion for excellence and achievement is outweighed only by her passion for the success of those around her. It's the story of an ambitious student government team led by a great leader from Georgia, the story of a rowdy Chili Fest team led by who knows to this day, a Tillman scholar from Texas and a Fulbright scholar from Madagascar. A group of people who came together for a brief moment to step forward and dedicate their lives to something greater than themselves. And somewhere in there, there is a chapter or 2 about Anoki. Anoki, who was abandoned on the day of his birth by a biological mother who left him to fend for himself on that first day. Anoki that was found that first day of life, thankfully. Anoki that was adopted, made family by a real mom to teach him the values of compassion and seeing the best in others always and leading with the heart, not the fist. And a real dad to instill within him the principles of honesty, integrity, honor, courage, commitment. The lesson to be learned from this 4th story, where it will lead, only time will tell. But I'm sure we'll each learn many lessons along the way. But an indicator of what's to come might be some of the things that you've all taught me. Be suspicious of cynicism. Pursue those opportunities which do not promise to give us the most, but promise to ask the most out of us. And when as our dean reminds us, go hard places and do hard things. And in a few decades, when we reflect on this path that we've chosen for ourselves, may we look back on it with pride and say that we stood as a wise and honorable man once said, where duty required us to stand. In the end, it's been an unforgettable privilege to work, live, and be your colleague for the last 2 years, and your friend. We've laughed, we've cried, and we've data crunched together, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you, President Bush and Madam First Lady, and all other loved ones for making this dream a reality. Thanks, and gig 'em.
Thank you for those remarks, Matthew. To family and friends here today, you have just seen an example of why we are so proud of this graduating class. Your educational pursuits at the Bush School have required many long hours and personal sacrifices. Accomplishing an important and difficult goal is always a time for celebration. And those of us here at the school, faculty and staff, are honored to have shared in your celebration this afternoon. You are a unique group. During this graduation season, there is no one like you in America, for you are the 41st President's legacy. He said this: in 100 years, I would like to be able to look back and have historians say, from that school came generation after generation of people who were committed to public service for the right reasons. They believed that public service is noble, and they believed that they could make a difference. You will make the President's aspiration a reality. So congratulations, good luck, luck counts, and gig 'em. But do remember, this is a commencement, not a conclusion. Reality begins on Monday. Be on time. Now I ask that we all join in a final ovation for our graduating students, the class of 2015. This concludes our ceremony. I invite everyone to join us for a reception in the banquet area just outside. Please remain in place until our graduates have departed. Thank you.